to a new episode of Books and Beyond from the Winter Park Library, recorded live in the recording studio at the library in beautiful Winter Park, Florida. In Books and Beyond, we have conversations with writers, musicians, artists, presenters, and other contributors. Most of our guests have appeared live at the Winter Park Library or will be presenting soon. We hope you'll subscribe to the Books and Beyond podcast and that you'll stay up to date with library goings-on at winterparklibrary.org/events. That's winterparklibrary.org/events. I'm Michael Werner, and I'll be your host for our interviews. Enjoy the show. Hello out there, library patrons, readers, and smart people everywhere. This is Michael Werner. I'm your host of the Books and Beyond podcast here at the beautiful Winter Park Library in equally beautiful Winter Park, right near downtown Winter Park, Florida. And we're going to have a great episode today because we're talking about summer stuff. So, I don't know, summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's the wrong show. I'm singing this afternoon. That's not the show here we got today. What we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about all the kinds of events that are going on here at summertime at the library and featuring kid programs. Kids used sort of in a very general way. It goes from newborn babies to 18 years old. And we're going to be talking about that in just a minute. One of the things I want to remind everybody, and this will come up several times, I think, today, is that if you want to know what's going on at the library, best thing to do is just stop in the library. That's number one. Number two, if you can't make it in, check out the events, which is at winterparklibrary.org/events, and you'll see all the things that are going on. So, again, we're going to be talking today about summertime activities here at the library, and we have a special guest. We have Shanna Kuster with a K, Shanna, and she's the head of youth services here at the library. She's going to be talking with us about all of the cool things that are happening here at the library. So, welcome, Shanna.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me on your show.
Glad to have you. And by the way, if you feel like breaking into song at any time, just feel free to jump right on in. just jump right on in, and we'd be thrilled to have you do that. Let's start out with just asking about you. How did you get in the library field, and what's your story? How'd you get here?
How did I get here?
Get to this point.
It started a long, long time ago when I was working on my undergraduate. I worked as a student assistant in the library there, and
at the university.
At the university, and after that, I was like, "What am I going to do? Will I go into teaching? Will I go into library school?" And the library school won. They're the ones that accepted me.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah.
So I went to library school. I worked in the academic library at that university, but that's not really my joy is children. So I found my way to children's services, and I worked here at the Winter Park Library for 26 and a half years as the children's librarian before becoming the head of youth services.
Well, I'll have to say, obviously people aren't seeing this because we're on audio podcast, but you don't look like you could have been working here for 26 and a half years before you took the new job, right?
Thank you.
So was this your first job at the Winter Park Library?
My first professional job.
First professional job?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. So you started obviously over at the older library.
Back under Bob Melanson.
Okay.
Yes.
And now you're head of the whole.
Now I'm the
whole
head
kit and caboodle.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that, and let's talk about some of the summertime things that are going on here at the Winter Park Library. Just give us a little rundown of what's happening.
Okay. So every year we celebrate summer reading, and it's the purpose is to keep children reading during the summer when they're not in school and they're not required to read, for this class or that class, so that they don't lose any of their reading skills. So it's a traditional library event that happens at libraries everywhere across the nation. And we are going to have our kickoff for our summer reading on Saturday, May 31st.
So it's coming up real soon, yeah?
10 to noon, with lots of fun activities. We're going to have a rock wall. We have a human-powered snow cone machine. It's like a big hamster wheel that people can run in and
make snow cones.
We always have carnival games. We're going to have tattoos, temporary tattoos, not long-term permanent tattoos. Lots of other fun stuff.
Okay. And how do you How do you get the word out about this?
It should be on that postcard you received.
Well, I've got a postcard.
You got a
here.
postcard.
I did get a
yeah.
postcard. Yeah. Okay.
So it's probably on there, but we will probably have some emails and social media posts, and we have lots of long-time library goers who know to expect this event every year.
And this has been going on since the beginning of
Since the
library
beginning
time.
Yes.
Okay. What's your particular involvement in? I mean, you get. I mean, I know you're coordinating the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you participate directly in one or more of the activities, or?
I've arranged everything, and my job at the kickoff is to float around and make sure everything's running smoothly.
Keep it running. Yeah.
Keep it running.
Keep,
So I
keep putting the oil in the cogs.
stop and make sure the patrons are having a good time and that the different stations are running like they should.
Well, now this might be a good time. Well, I'm going to jump in here because I know it's not just for kids. I know there's adult activities too. And I came across, with the help of Jeremy Zorn, who is the producer of this podcast. We also call him the Vice President of Podcast Productions. He wears that label fondly when he's out in public. And he helped me come up with show me some of the events that are going on for adults. So let me just mention a few of those in June and July. One is called The Colorful World of Crystals. There's one on climate change and art. Another one is on using negative space in abstract art. That's kind of interesting to think about that one. There's one that involves donuts. I think I would like that one. It's called Drawing and Donuts. That's in mid part of June. Then there's Coloring for Adults. I would like that one. There's Color and Art with the Rollins art history professor, Dr. Susan Libby. And there's also Color and Quilting. So there's a lot of things going on for adults. I know you're not directly
yes.
involved with those, but
I can't believe Jeremy forgot the best one.
what is that?
Tie-dye cookies.
Tie-dye cookies.
We're having tie-dye cookie classes for a variety of ages. Like every age group has their own tie-dye cookies event happening.
I like this.
And I know the adults are having one too.
Do they do it all at the same time?
No, different times.
Different times, okay.
Yeah, for specific ages. So there's one for preschool and children, one for middle school, one for teens, and one for adults.
Okay. Let's see what else we got here. So, how do you set the theme every year for this?
Oh, that's a question, Michael.
And what is this year's theme? Did you tell me?
This year's theme is Color Our World.
Color? No, you didn't tell me that.
I did not tell you that.
Yeah, the postcard told me that.
Yes, thus tie-dye cookies and all the coloring themed classes. Color Our World, and that theme was set by an entity called Collaborative Library Summer Programs that libraries all across the nation may have a membership to, and Florida used to have a membership, but we are not a part of that organization this year. But we had already started generating color programming ideas because that's what we were looking, ahead to. So we just went with it, and
do they provide curriculum and
they have a manual
guides
that has suggested classes and activities that you can do for all ages, and we look at that, and some of them we use, some of them we don't use, but yeah, it's very helpful.
So if I were I don't know, happen to be in where might I happen to be this summer? If I were happen to be in Seattle, Washington, and I stopped in the Seattle Public Library, I might see a Color Our World set of activities.
You sure might.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting. So, and the library has followed that that pattern. Our library has followed that for years.
For years, yeah. The state of Florida, which decided not to participate in that Color Our World theme this summer, sometimes will go their own way and they'll choose their own thing. So before we were part of this collaborative summer program, the state of Florida said, "Oh well, this theme will be Florida. This next year it was cooking, and one year it was kind of outer space. So we'll have to see what we do next year."
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to figure out, because I'm a little confused about something here.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why you're here, to help set us straight, because if I'm confused, other people might be confused. I see our theme as Color Our World, but then I'm hearing all about I'm reading all about this summer reading challenge. So what is that all about?
The Summer Reading Challenge.
And does that relate to Color Our World?
It does, kind of.
Okay. Well, tell us about summer reading.
So, right, you have to. We have a summer reading challenge, which that's the part that promotes children and families and adults to keep reading during the summer.
Okay.
And every day that a person who has signed up to participate in the challenge reads at least 20 minutes, they get to count that day, and they'll log it through our Beanstack account.
Okay.
And when
Beanstack is an account that kids can use, or I'm not
anybody,
familiar with
it's like a software that
portal.
tracks.
It's a portal that tracks activities. Okay.
Reading.
Okay.
So you can track minutes, or you can track days, or you can track books, but
and it's anybody.
Anybody who has created an account.
Okay,
in
and
Beanstack.
it can be used for year-round things, or it's
Yes.
not specific to our summer
summer
program. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So every day you read 20 minutes, you'll log that in Beanstack. When you hit 7 days,
Kid or adult, anybody.
Anybody.
Okay.
When you hit 7 days, you earn a badge. And we haven't gotten to talking about prizes, but
Okay.
There are prizes
going
that
to
go
be in a minute,
along
yeah,
with each badge. And you can read anything, so it doesn't have to be color related to count as reading. It could be
Right.
the newspaper, a magazine, a book, a chapter, whatever, however much you read each day.
Yeah. Okay. Now you mentioned that site, that portal,
Beanstack.
Beanstack. So is that how somebody gets started in this, or is that separate? How do you get started in this? I want to be in the summer reading challenge. What do I do? What do I do, Shanna? Come on.
So then you would go to
And by the way, can I sneak in some stuff I've already started reading, or it starts when I sign in?
If you're in the middle of a book, you can count like the second half of a book, but we're
Okay.
not tracking books, we're tracking time. So any day
Okay.
that you read, starting on the 31st,
Okay.
20 minutes or more,
Okay.
you can log that day.
Got it.
So we're not logging before the 31st, we're
Gotcha.
starting on the 31st.
And then so
so
I
you can
jumped
sign
ahead.
you can sign up now,
And where do I do
and
that?
you would go to wppl.beanstack.com.
Let me repeat that back. So we'll go slowly. WPPL.beanstack, BEANSTACK.com.
.com.
.com. Okay, that's where you go to sign up.
And that's where you go to sign up.
Okay, and because of the WPPL at the beginning, they're going to know that we're associated with
Winter Park.
Library.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Lots of libraries use Beanstack.
Okay, so we're gonna go there. We're gonna get signed
You're
up.
going to create an account if you
Okay.
don't already have one. If you
Okay.
already have one, you're going to sign in, and then it's going to give you your choice options of what programs we have available. We'll have the summer reading will be there, Color
Okay.
Our World.
Yeah.
And we also year-round run 1,000 books before kindergarten. So that's a separate reading program.
To read 1,000 books before kindergarten.
Before kindergarten.
Holy schmoly.
We'll have to talk about that another day.
Yeah. That's a lot. Whoa, Shanna. I don't know if you know what that means, but that means it's time for what we call rapid fire Q&A here in the studio, which, by the way, is sponsored. This studio itself is sponsored by one of the sponsors also, which we'll talk about in a minute, of some of the summer programs, which is the Writer's Block Bookstore, just here, beautiful bookstore here in Winter Park. They sponsor this room as well. So let's get to the rapid fire Q&A.
Let's do it.
Okay, and again, feel free to pass on any of these questions, or turn them around, and we'll make you. Maybe you say, "I want you to answer that." If you want to, if you don't want to, no, just say you don't want to answer. Okay, so first question is: when you were a little kid, or when you were growing up, before you had this calling to become a librarian, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
I don't recall ever having a thing that I wanted to be.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Next one is: if this food item had 0 calories and it had very high levels of nutrition, so it was off the charts. It was like I don't know, like acai berries or something. It was really up there. If this food had that, what food could you eat every single day?
I'd probably get sick of everything, but What I like to have sometimes, don't tell anybody.
Nobody's going to hear this. Nobody's going to hear this. Okay, it's just us kids here
but
talking.
Sometimes I like to have chocolate cake.
Chocolate
and I
cake.
like vanilla icing on my cake.
Ooh,
The rest of my family is chocolate cake with chocolate icing,
Yeah.
and that's just
So
that's
chocolate
too much.
cake
Chocolate cake with
vanilla
icing. I could have it for breakfast, and I probably have in the past. I'm not saying
Okay,
I have,
okay.
but
And you could probably do that every day.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not every day forever, but for a good while,
Ice cream-
I
ice
could
cream on top?
enjoy.
Ice cream
no,
on top?
I just like
No,
the cake
just the
and
cake.
the icing. Yeah.
Okay, excluding our beautiful Central Florida area. This is our next question.
Okay.
Excluding our beautiful Central Florida area, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you like to live?
I grew up in North Georgia,
Okay.
and I enjoyed being close enough to the mountains. I think I would
Yeah.
like to live in a semi-mountainous
Okay.
area
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. Yeah.
where it's hilly and light mountainy, but not like
So you're more of a mountain person as opposed to a beach person. Or
yes.
yeah. Okay. Well, that was going to be one of my questions: mountains or beach, and you already answered that one. So that's very good. What's the best advice you've ever received?
No, I have no idea.
No.
You'll have to pass on that one.
Okay.
I have no idea.
No worries. No worries. Maybe it was from Jeremy to come and do this show.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it was. Be on the podcast.
What's something they don't teach you in school but should? What do they leave out?
So many things. When I was in library school, they would be like, we're not really going to teach you anything you're actually going to use in the library. So they were quite honest about it. It's all, theoretical stuff as opposed to more practical stuff that you're actually doing.
Okay. Who are some of your favorite authors, fiction or nonfiction?
I like Janet Ivanovich. Because
She's a mystery. Is it mystery?
she's
writer?
mystery.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah, it's light mysteries. I'm not a thriller kind of person. Just a light, fun.
Did you like the Sue
Light, fun
Grafton
reads.
books? Sue Grafton.
I did.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Kinsey. I used to read the Kinsey books. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's someplace on your must-go or see list? Where would you like to go that you haven't been?
I've been a lot of places, but I would like to go to Alaska and to Canada. I've not ever been
Okay.
up there and see some of that territory. I read Anne of Green Gables as a younger person.
Is
And
that
it takes place
Canada?
in Nova Scotia and
Okay.
Prince Edward Island up in Canada.
Okay.
So.
If you had not become a librarian, and you've been a librarian your whole life, so
Exactly.
if you hadn't become a librarian, what do you think you might have done?
I might have become a teacher. I really enjoy working with kids. I babysat as a teen, and yeah, that's
Okay. And our last rapid-fire Q&A question, Shanna, and then we'll go back to the serious business of summertime
Okay.
library stuff. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self if you could go back and talk to the 20-year-old Shanna?
make a point to start your retirement early.
The actual retirement or retirement funding?
Fund,
or,
yes. Set up your retirement accounts early, whether or not your employer offers it or not.
That's good advice. I think people as they age, they all probably say that or think that even if they don't say that.
We have made sure that our children have started theirs. So,
Yeah, that's good advice,
like-
and good advice for your children. Well, thanks very much for participating in those tough rapid fire Q&A questions. Let's go back to the summer reading challenge for a minute.
Donated buy one get one soccer tickets.
Okay.
So
Rifle Paper Company's doing something. I'm
Rifle
not sure
Paper
what it is
Company.
they're doing. Kelly's
Yes,
Ice Cream is
Kelly's
doing
Ice Cream.
Yeah.
So many things. Jeremiah's Gelato Go. I might have that wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of different places. So that's one level of prizes.
Okay.
Then we have.
And how are those distributed? You you get a ticket or something for every?
It's
seven-
online
Okay.
on Beanstack.
Okay.
It'll tell you, congratulations, you've earned this badge.
Okay.
And with the badge comes the prize, and they have to come in the library and either to the main desk here at the west entrance or the upstairs
Oh, so-
second floor information desk, and we'll give them the prize.
And for those of you who have not been in the library, the children's department is all on the second floor.
On the second floor.
Yeah. So when you come in, that's the first floor, and then you go upstairs in the elevator or up the stairs into your children's
But
area
either
upstairs.
desk can help.
Either desk. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Then, secondly, there are weekly prizes for Reader of the Week, which is a random drawing from everyone who has recorded any reading during the week.
Okay.
And those, we have some gift cards to All Fired Up, Creative Jane. These we've purchased. These weren't donated, but they are,
Prizes. Yeah.
and Writer's Block.
Yeah.
So there's one for every age: preschool, children, middle school, teens, and adults.
And on that first set of prizes, where you get the badge, when you get a badge, those you get the prize no matter what. I mean, when you get the badge,
while supplies last, we will
okay.
give you the prize.
Okay, but it's not a drawing.
It's not a drawing.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody who earns that badge comes in before we run out, gets that prize.
So you're suggesting now, Shanna, that we should probably try to go speedily through these challenges.
You should come in
If we want the prizes.
As soon as you earn a badge, that's the best time to come in and get that prize.
Okay. Well, Kelly's Ice Cream is just down the street from me. And I'm not promoting them specifically, but they're just down the street from me, so I think I'm going to go for some Kelly's Ice Cream. But are there prizes associated with particular weeks? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and
do we know ahead of time?
we have a summer reading page on our website. If you go to the attend section of the website,
Okay.
there's a link to the summer reading challenge page, and it has the badges and what prizes go with the badges.
Okay.
So thirdly, we have
3 levels of prizes. Whoa.
Thirdly, we have grand prizes, which are also a random drawing. They
Okay.
happen at the end of summer.
For anybody who's achieved any badge, or
Yes, you have to have earned. You have to have 7 days. You have to earn that first badge.
Okay.
In order to be eligible. But
is it
then,
7 consecutive days?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just 7
Okay.
days. Then you are in the grand prize drawing. Every additional badge that you've earned gives you an extra entry into that drawing. And then we have a different prize for each age group, and I don't know what they all are, but they are listed on that summer reading webpage.
Okay, good. Thank you. And just to clarify, again, I think you said this, but I just want to make sure everybody understands. To claim your prize, you need to come into the library.
Yes.
So there's nothing in your email. You can't just sit at home and wait for your prize to arrive.
Correct.
You got to come to
You
the
have
library.
to come get it if you
I
want
like
it.
that. I like that. I like that. And you had mentioned earlier that the kickoff for this is May 31st. That must be, what is that, like a Friday?
It's a Saturday.
It's a
Saturday morning.
Last Saturday. Well, it's the last day of the month, so it'd be the last Saturday of the month. And you had mentioned at the beginning, so review that again for us, how that's the kickoff, what's going to happen there.
It's a drop-in event
Okay.
from 10 to noon.
Don't need to sign up.
Don't need to sign up. Just stop by the library if you're in the area or you're looking for something to do. We have the rock wall. We have the temporary tattoos. We have carnival games. We have the human hamster wheel. And lots of other things too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then talk about, we've been talking mostly sort of towards the beginning of the summer here, although the events are going throughout the summer. Is there anything special to commemorate the end of the event?
We have the end of summer bash,
Ooh.
and that is Saturday, July 26th,
Okay.
1 to 3 p.m. And it's a big ice cream party. So we have ice cream, probably from Kelly's, and a whole bunch of, like a toppings bar, so you can make your own fun sundae.
Okay.
And then other activities.
And
more carnival games.
And is that just open to the library public, or is
And
that?
it will be also open to everybody.
Okay, so you don't have to have even participated in the challenge to come to that.
Not really. We're not
Not
looking it up.
Not checking
No,
IDs at
we're
the
not
door.
checking it.
Not checking your badges. Mm-hmm. The badge, is it a physical sticker you get, or?
It's an online thing.
It's an online thing. Okay. Anything else at the end of the summer you want to talk about?
No, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other events that you want to talk about that happened during this summer?
Every Thursday we have a summer spotlight for kids where we have a different performer. We have the Jiggle Man, Mr. Richard, Mad Science, just some storytellers. It's an assortment of different people.
Every Thursday.
As a matter of fact, one Thursday we're going to have library staff, and they're going to do silly songs.
Ooh, I like that.
So, and that's not just youth staff; it's the whole library
Well,
staff.
I need to talk to our producer because I think we need to have them in here and do a preview of that show.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Yeah.
library staff,
Yeah.
yeah. Do a little
So
preview of
that's going to be a lot of fun. We do Maker Day on right around July 4th. It is July 3rd this year, 1 to 4.
Okay.
And it's a lot. That's a lot of hands-on activities. Again, no sign up. You just come and do. And
Does that take place also at other times of the year, or is that just that
Maker
one time?
Day, just
The one time in the
the
summer?
one time during the summer.
Okay. I know there are other events in that lab, but
This year, for the first time, we're also adding summer camp at home, which is not a part of our summer reading challenge and programs, but it's a new addition to have some camp-like activities that people can do at home. So it's a guide just with some extra activities.
like what? You don't need to, can you give us examples? Of what you do that
One week focuses on water, and they are making one of the activities is to make the aluminum foil boat to see if it floats and how much, like if you put pennies in it, how many pennies could it hold before it
okay.
sinks.
Yeah.
And there's book recommendations in there and songs and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Before we close up here, and I'm not going to make you sing a song, but if you want to sing a song you know how there's usually a theme song as you go out the door at the end of a show, they play the theme song or something. You can sing us out if you want to in a little bit.
I
but
think I'll pass.
Oh, you'll pass on that. Okay. Didn't want to put you on the spot there because I'm done singing. I did the intro singing.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
all I can do. Is there anything else you want to share with us about the summertime, about your upstairs activities in general?
Come and visit us. We're, happy to tell people what we have to offer and how you can attend the classes that we have.
Wonderful, and definitely come on May 31st for the
Come on May
launch
31st.
of the summer program, and then also always be checking out online at winterparklibrary.org/events. That's going to cover a lot of the things we talked about. Not everything, because if you come here, you're going to find out about some things that maybe didn't make it into the online yet. So there you go. Well, Shanna, I appreciate you stopping by. And even though you don't have a theme song or a song of any kind to share with us, if you come up with something, by the way, are you participating in that library staff
I
event?
will probably be the one checking people off.
Oh, that they came.
Yeah,
You're more the administrator.
Yeah, I'm going to check in the patrons that come. So we do registration so that they can reserve their seat.
Yeah.
I'll just.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my job. So then I can watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't have to be in it.
Okay, very good. Well, again, thanks for stopping by and sharing this information with us. And everybody knows where to find you. You're on the second floor. If anybody has any questions, come and see Shanna or any of her wonderful staff that work with her on the second floor here at the library. So thanks again, Shanna.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Books and Beyond from the Winter Park Library. This podcast would not be possible without the generous help and support from the library staff, and especially from Jeremy Zorn. Jeremy's official title is Public Services Librarian, but he does many things here at the library, including producing this podcast. We can't do this without you, Jeremy. Our theme music is from the song Don't Go by Bovine Joe and the Buffalo Herd. That's Herd spelled Heard. We hope you'll let your friends and others know about this podcast and that you'll come by the library for one of our offerings, which you can find at winterparklibrary.org/events. That's winterparklibrary.org/events. If you have questions or suggestions for the podcast or just want to talk about Books and Beyond, please send an email to podcast@winterparklibrary.org. That's an email to podcast@winterparklibrary.org. Remember that the Winter Park Library promotes the free and open exchange of ideas and does not attempt to control or take responsibility for any opinions that may be expressed in this podcast. Opinions expressed in this podcast do not constitute or imply an endorsement or a reflection of the library's policies or beliefs. This is Michael Werner, wishing you well until our next episode of Books and Beyond.